Hello everybody and welcome back to Ethiopia, where we are currently attempting to hold up here, and at the same time we're trying to push in over here. Now, if we end up losing this ground, that's actually reasonably fine. Oh, we have the power to lower the autonomy? Oh, we can annex these guys. Sure. I actually didn't realize that we had the ability to do that right now. Okay, we'll definitely do that. So that gets this over here annexed. So that's perfect. Okay, so as I was saying, we don't actually care that much if we end up losing this incursion. Reason being, this is pulling supplies from their front over here. And this should, I think, get us pushed up at least a little bit over here. Now, our supply area here is questionable. And that's one of the major reasons why we want to push up over this way, is to alleviate our supply issue. That said, if we manage to hold off here for another... What is this? Another... Oh, right. Ongoing battles. These guys would have to leave us alone for a while in order to actually hold this, which I think is pretty unlikely. I mean, we're currently making some progress, but I doubt we're going to hold this, honestly. I really, really do. It's going to be 30 April, so another 10 days before we get any supplies in there, other than the 2 that we've got here coming in. So, it's going to be rough, for sure. That said, we are kind of moving around right now, and they're not currently attacking us, which I find to be a little bit shocking. They're just routing around us and coming down over here, where we're actually winning the battle. They have no reason to be doing this, in my opinion. They need to be attacking here as hard as they can, because we can't really resupply this. That said, we're going to get a shipyard up here very soon. It's 80% done. If they don't attack this, this is a major strategic mistake. They're attacking here. That's irrelevant. We're currently losing this attack. Now we're winning it, technically. And we need to take a look here. Yeah, they're attacking both of these. This is what they should be doing. This is 1,000,000% what they should be doing. The question is, can they actually take this? They're going to push us out of here, which is fine. And yeah, now they're attacking up here. However, we're also attacking over here. This is irrelevant. They're no longer attacking here, actually. Okay, so if we look at the construction over here, we're likely to... In fact, we're almost certainly going to lose this. These guys are retreating as well. Oh, they're changing positions. Okay, so this is pretty much donezo. Fine. Even if we hold this just long enough to put up some level of shipyard, that's still worthwhile to me. We'll see if we hold it long enough. It'll complete on 3 May and 3 May. Mutinies in the army. Alarming news have reached military high command about a number of units in our army refusing orders from superior officers. While none of the units have left their position on the line, representatives of the soldiers have made it quite clear that they will not obey any orders to attack the enemy. The rebellion has so far been contained to a small number of battalions and a handful of training and support units, but many in the War Office fear that this uprising will soon spread to other units and may eventually render us unable to continue the war. Decisive action is needed. Oh, our war support is super low right now. Interesting. Like, super duper low. We can't do anything about it now, or we could surround the loyalists, or surround the mutinies with loyalists, 60% chance of crushing it, 75 political power, or we could hold a patriotic speech, 80% for 125 political power, and we'll take that. Excellent. So we've been pushed back to blue fields for right now. However, we did get that supply base. Oh, these guys were all just stack wiped here. Okay. I think it's over, but we did manage to build supply bases here. Yeah, it is indeed over. I'm not surprised by this. However, just getting 2 supply bases built there is a big, big deal for us. Now we have this army ready to go. Or not quite ready to go. They're working on being ready to go. And I would like to move in, say, these 4 units into this army. And we're going to tell them that they should prepare for a naval invasion from here up to here. And yeah, go ahead and include... no, not like this. Yeah, not like that. Just go ahead and launch from here to right here. That'll be just fine. No, I don't want to delete it. And we want to assign them to that order. There we go. And now the planning is underway. In the meantime, we will continue attempting to push through this choke point, but this is one heck of a choke point. Now, we could theoretically drop nukes behind their lines here. I kind of would prefer not to, though, because we want this territory kind of, like, quasi-intact. Like, I would prefer to not drop nukes at all. I know that Ming already did on Tibet, but I would prefer not to. If we have to, we will. But I think for right now, we don't have to. Like, I feel like eventually we'll push through this, especially with these going on. So that's 6 out of 84 days and 64 out of 84 days. And, oops, I did not mean to do that. We'll have to see what they actually end up leaving up here, but now that we built naval bases here, they are essentially going to be required to garrison these, which will reduce their number of troops. I'm wondering why we're not attacking right now. Is it just to do with supplies? It's probably just to do with supplies. However, I would like to grab this naval base here. Or is it this one? Yeah, this transport wing. And they are in the Central American zone. Noted. I'm going to actually just remove them from here. Get rid of this wing for right now. And that should help our planes here a little bit, anyway. A little bit. I'm also going to stop doing more ground crews here. Okay, so we're going to continue pushing in over here, or attempting to, more specifically. These guys are currently in here, and we may not actually want them to be here. I'm going to actually order these guys to area defense back over here. Or actually, no, I'm going to order area defense right there in Balboa. That is a separate supply area, and I want them back this way. So we're going to pull them out of there, and our supplies will get slightly better. We're even on supplies here, and I'm not a huge fan of that. I keep doing that, and there's absolutely no reason to hit escape there. Okay, so we're working on restoring order in the military, and we should be able to get that. Excellent. Are you ready to deploy? 70 out of 84 days. Okay. That's fine. I don't mind losing forces up here, honestly. I really, really don't. But we'll see if they garrison these now that there's a naval base there or not, because we can immediately start moving in reinforcements now that there are naval bases here. So this creates a threat to them, which means that they're almost certainly going to garrison this. Which also means that we may have to try multiple times to get a landing here. We will have to see. Of course, we're just completely stalled out over here. There's really not that much that we can do, I don't think, other than try to cut off their supply lines, which is, of course, in fact, what we are doing. And, of course, we can attrition our way through here. Eventually we'll get through. But we've been stuck here for a long time, and I want to take some decisive action. So that is something that we will be doing. Checking in on our naval situation here. It looks reasonable, honestly. I think it's fine. I don't really care too much about this coast right now. We will care about it later on, but for now, I think it's completely fine. Unassigned division here. We will assign it into this army. No, we won't. We will assign it into this army. Non-paratroopers. Thank you very much. So we lasted long enough to get a couple of naval bases in here, which will help us tremendously. And I think we also upped the land fort level a little bit. Maybe a tiny amount. Okay. 83 days. Okay, we are now ready to launch this. We're going to give it a go, and we're going to see how it ends up playing out. We don't know if they have troops there or not. We're expecting that they do. So we'll see what they decide to have happen here. Our ships are, of course, supporting this. We actually, if our ships are here and we don't see anyone here, does that mean there's no one there? Literally no one? There might not be anyone there. They might have everyone at this front right now. In which case, this is huge. It looks like they have no one at those naval bases. That is baffling. Okay, they're backing off now. But look at that. We just got straight in there. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and set up a front line here. And we're also going to set up a front line here. And we're going to have our offensive line be this. We're going to select half of this. So we're going to select half of these divisions. We're going to assign it here. And now we're going to... Can we inverse our selection? I'm not sure we can inverse our selection. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all, assign them over here, and then select half and assign those over here. Okay. And we are going to tell this guy to aggressively execute his battle plans, and we are going to tell him to go ahead and go on this. If we can cut off their supplies over here, that is enormous. And we do have this level 1 shipyard here. So we should definitely work on land forts. We should also definitely work on this naval base. If they have no one back here, that is huge. Looking at the supplies here, yeah, we're going to have a supply issue, but it's not as bad as it has been in the past. And we're going to cut off their supplies over here. This is enormous. This is absolutely huge. Because we're gonna actually take San Jose here. Yeah. Their supply line is cut off. They're donezo. It's over. They can't resupply. We can. This is huge. And yes, this is gone currently. So we need to tell these guys that their mission is currently to offensive line to San Jose. And they need to go. Okay, can we build infrastructure up here yet? Not yet. Okay. However, we are pushing in to multiple locations. And they're actually attacking us over here. Wait, are we retreating? Quasi. Some of our units are retreating. They're trying to break out of this, is what they're doing. But it's not going to work. We have multiple supply regions here at this point, and we're doing fine on supply, or we will be, once these guys manage to make their way up here. Oh. Their offensive order went away. I'm not sure why. But there we go. Get out there. Okay, so they have units over here, but these guys are going to run out of supplies extremely quickly. They're exhausting themselves right now with these attacks. So that's perfect. And we are constructing additional naval bases over here. These guys are pushing up to blue fields. That is ideal. I think we managed to pull this off. Maybe. The major concern right now is that we're pretty pulled back here. I'm going to actually tell these guys to delete their orders. And we're going to move them into... Oops. I was still in delete order mode there. We're now going to go ahead and put in a front line here. And then we're going to tell their front line, or their offensive line rather, to be here. Go. Okay. There we go. That's more like it. These guys are all going to get wiped, and this is a huge number of troops that they're about to lose here. Like, a ridiculous number of troops. So this is absolutely excellent for us. Yeah, we're going to be a little bit bottlenecked over here. This is true. Our war support is getting really, really bad. We're definitely going to need to bolster our war support. We could do... Would war propaganda bolster our support? It would. Okay. So that's what we should probably be spending our... That's what we should be spending our political power on, is bolstering our war support. But overall, I can't believe they let us cut them off like this. Yeah, we're going to have a hard time pushing into them over here. This is true. But we're going to go ahead and start building naval bases over here in Costa Rica. And we can actually work on infrastructure here as well. And so we shall. And these guys are going to get wiped. They can't break out of this. They have no supplies. They wasted their supplies trying to attack us over here. They're still trying to attack us, by the way. They have no chance. As far as our supplies up here go, we're not massively undersupplied. And this is just going to get better, our supplies in this area. Are we building land forts here? Because we should be building land forts here. We are. Okay, that's perfect. I just wanted to double check that. I couldn't remember. But yeah, look at their organization. Look at their morale. These guys are starting to wipe. There's nothing they can do. We've managed to push them here. And we're going to keep going. For some reason, our front line disappeared again. And we're going to assign everybody to this front line. Oh my. That was not what I intended. Okay. I definitely did not intend to make this into a single army. We're going to select some of these. 33 will be fine for now. And we are going to go ahead and create a new army out of that. And we're going to need to put in a commander. This guy will be fine. We'll need a field marshal. This guy will be fine. This guy can command up to 30, so we'll grab 3 of them and put them into a new army. And then we'll grab, if we can, 21, or as close as we can to that. 25 will be fine. And we'll assign them in over here. These 3 will become a new army again. And now we're going to grab somewhere around 21. 19 will do for now. And then we'll grab one more from here. Put it in there. And then we'll just select half of these. Make another new army. Like that. Okay, now we'll put in some leadership. This guy can have up to 30, that's fine. This guy can have up to 24, and this guy can have up to 24. So we will move 3 units out of here into this guy's army, and we'll move 3 units out of here into this guy's army. That's more like what I intended to do. And then I wanted to put a front line here, and then I wanted to set our offensive line being here, and tell this guy to go. Okay, that's more like what I wanted to see. That was a mistake, to be sure. Justification of conquering Tarasco is complete. That's ideal. There we go. We've pushed these. Okay, so we'll get these guys up to the front, or will we just sit back here for the time being? That's definitely a question. I think what we'll do is we'll frontline over here for right now, and we'll tell these guys that their offensive line is the same. And then he'll push in on aggressive. Okay, so these guys are making their way up. That's ideal. And then we'll just push our way up over this way, like that. Now, we're definitely going to have supply issues in this region, right? But we're going to work on infrastructure in Costa Rica. That is 100% something that we're going to do. And we no longer really care too much about naval bases over here. Land forts are whatever. Is this a different supply zone? Yes, this is a different supply zone from this. So that is ideal. We're going to tell all of this army. Yeah, they're all assigned to this now. That is perfect. Okay, this army's naval invasion plans are honestly no longer relevant. We're going to tell them to start planning a naval invasion up at this choke point. So, ideally, right there. Now, that does include the Gulf of Mexico. No, I don't want to cancel that. Why do I keep doing this? That is 24 divisions. Perfect. We should definitely declare on Tarasco here. Oh no, they'd call in Japan. Okay. There we go. We're currently at 15% war support, and we do need to work on our war support. There's no doubt about that. Our war support was slowly coming up because of reductions in bombing. But we need to work on some war propaganda. And I'd like to work on war propaganda against people that are currently fighting us. Yeah, they joined the alliance of Pratiharis, to no one's surprise. And we will just push our way in over this way. We'll go ahead and assign these guys into this army. Excellent. Well, we've managed to push up here. Once again, to no one's surprise. I want to unify our front line here so that we can pull this unit back. That's the goal. And we'll see if we succeed at that goal. But we are making some real actual progress here. And I do like to see that. Now we're going to have some supply issues up through here. That is, of course, fully expected. We're working on infrastructure in Costa Rica, but Nicaragua is also going to need infrastructure work. But we're winning these battles, and that is ultimately what matters. So as soon as we take these two provinces, which should be pretty soon, we're going to pull back this force. And yeah, we're on our way in now-ish to some of these locations. We've pushed up over here, which is a little awkward. Okay. That is certainly a little bit awkward. But that is a new supply zone. So that's not literally the worst thing. And I'd love to cut this off and get access to all of Nicaragua here. And it does look like we're going to succeed at that. These guys are retreating in some awkward directions. So we'll just have to see where we end up here. If we can get a front line right here, that's kind of ideal. But we want to pull this army back as soon as it finishes this traveling here, right? We're going to grab this, no problem. So as soon as this traveling finishes up, we're going to delete all orders for this army, and we're going to pull it back to, like, one of these naval bases. Okay. We did not get pushed in over here. That's a little unfortunate. Let's check in on our infrastructure construction. We can start working on Honduras. We still can't construct in Nicaragua, which is a little odd. But we'll get started constructing in Honduras. And we'll just push these guys out of here if we can. I'd love to take blue fields. This is the ideal scenario for us to take blue fields here. Are these guys reinforcing it? They're retreating this way. Okay. You know what? I think I'm just going to order these guys to fall back. Delete all their orders, and we're going to tell them to start planning a naval invasion from here. Also up over in this direction. to, like, here. There we go. That'll do. And are they assigned here? Yes, they are. Okay, sounds good. So we'll get those naval invasions started on the planning side. And we are going to tell these guys... Well, they're already making progress over here. So I think they're doing okay, kind of on their own. But I would love to push, at the very least, to this choke point. Yeah, that'll do. So go ahead and execute that. Now, I'm a little concerned about supplies in this region, obviously. For some very clear reasons. But I think we're okay. Supply-wise, I think we're doing just fine. We're going to grab blue fields extremely soon. And once we have that, then we'll have Nicaragua, which is great. And it is ours. Okay. With that, we should now be able to work on infrastructure in Nicaragua, and that is indeed exactly what we can do. That'll also get us a little bit more supply over here from this victory point and from this base if it's coming in. Inca X-15 has capitulated. Okay. That's just fine. I'm not concerned about that. We get a little more supply in this region, though, and these guys, they're just going to slowly make their way up. So that is perfect. We've made some real progress here. It is, however, time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I'll see you all next time when we are going to look at bringing up our war support.